10 Players News is gonna get busy with some fight talk. There's been a lot of questions, and we haven't forgotten anyone. We've just been engulfed in decisions concerning where we're gonna take shit with news, sports, sites, and more. Or if we wanna do it at all. There's a lot more to it than most people think. And we've had a lot of requests, from football to MMA. But we're keeping shit raw, no matter what we do. But that's shit we can talk about in another video. There's also been a lot of prediction requests. Make no mistake about it. We plan on kicking out predictions again. But boxing is fucking starting to get annoying. People who want our predictions want it 10 players style. Even the people who hate our guts, which are quite a few. They wanna see what animals and tongue twisters we throw up, so they can tell us how stupid we are, and how much they fucking hate us. But the boxing world needs to give the matches people really wanna see. Shit actually worth predicting. Our biggest issue is keeping knuckleheads on those videos. Also, if you're some motherfucker who doesn't like us, unsubscribe if you're subscribed. Or don't watch us. We're not some fuckers looking for numbers. If we wanted large numbers, we'd do videos about house cats doing stupid tricks, and babies making spit bubbles. We'd get a million fucking hits per day. We do shit for players who wanna talk some real shit, and enjoy the game at the same time. Not numbers. For us, a little real shit is better than a lot of bullshit. Most subs are cool. And we know who they are. But we have a few who come in with nothing but negative shit to say non-stop. Never like anything, but keep watching our shit. Get fucking lost. Dumb motherfucking haters that don't even know what's real, and what's not. So we're gonna talk some fight talk in this one, and answer some questions as well. And mix it with what's real in the fight game, and what's not. Some guys and girls need to get this shit before even thinking about listening to predictions. Because they swear they're smart as fuck, yet don't have a clue as to what the fuck they're listening to. While the real players know exactly what they're listening to. The other thing is betting. Apparently these smart asses lay a bet down on who's gonna win. And that's it? Well, we're not schooling them on betting. But it takes a dumb motherfucker not to know how to bet on what we deliver. Whether one thinks the prediction is right or not. These dum-dums know nothing about multiple betting. So this is the type of shit we've been thinking on. How to get videos in places where real players can get their hands on it while keeping the dumb hater fucks out. Perhaps a betting channel. But we'll figure out something. Because we've had a lot of betting requests from cool people. And we just wanna let them know we haven't forgotten. But for now we're gonna talk the fight game. But first we wanna give a holler to Guyalope26. Not sure we pronounced that right. And Skills 1855. Just a couple of guys we missed who called the Garcia Lucas fight. We also want to give our 10 players holler to Wolf Danger, Trevor Brooks, Afro Samurai, Dream Latino, Sin Daddy 68, Fly Fat Guy, Sexalicious, AJ Jassel, and Horse Rancher 92 and edit cuts on their recent request, and everyone who's cool with the 10 players crew. Now we want to get some fight talk in, and our spin on a few questions, and what the fuck's real in boxing. Now everyone who seriously keeps up with 10 players knows we talk real shit, can be picky about giving out valuable info, and love having our fun at the same time. We've done a shitload of videos in the past, especially from our Ring Minds days. A lot talking real shit, some just having fun, and some a bit of both. And most of you already know we have a few haters. Motherfuckers that think we're clowning some fighter they have a crush on. They're ready to kill over some fighter who wouldn't bat a tear if they got hit by a fucking Mack truck. But the truth is, we respect all fighters. Especially the ones we have fun with. That's why we're having fun with them. But in this mix there's the non-thinkers who don't even know what we're talking about. We say the sky is blue. And these dumb motherfuckers leave a comment saying how dare we say the sky is orange. We'd call them retarded. But that would be an insult to retarded people. When we used to do the Lil Money interviews, we actually had a motherfucker come in claiming Floyd wasn't really that small. And he was serious as shit. No joke. A couple of people have also asked us to load the James Toney interviews again. Sorry. But we're not doing the Toney shows anymore. One guy was so dumb he actually believed Toney wanted to fight Muhammad Ali. Like he thought the shit was real. How fucking dumb can someone get? It's not even like we were going Hollywood on motherfuckers. We were scratching our heads wondering how some dumb fuck couldn't tell what's real and isn't. But there's some shit we can understand people not knowing is real in the real fight game. So we're gonna talk it now, and get to questions as well. And we'll be flying all over the place with this one. For starters, when you're watching All Access with Canelo Alvarez training like a mad fucking beast ready to kill, that shit's real. When they cut to Floyd pity patting the mitts and heavy bag, hanging out with ladies buying them jewelry, and partying while talking shit, that shit's not real. It's for show. That's not how Floyd really trains. What's real is what he's doing when the camera's off. And even Canelo isn't showing what he's really doing. But a ton of fans believe this shit. They think the man wakes up in the morning shadow boxing his way to the bathroom to take a leak, while yelling TMT, and that he's the greatest. That shit is for the cameras. Just like people asking fighters what their game plan is. No fighter with a brain who's facing a serious opponent is actually telling people what their game plan is. That shit's not real. It's obvious that they'd be telling their opponent too. They've gotta answer this question without really answering it. Or just give you a little something for your taste buds. The key is listening to every fucking word. Check out the microcosms. It's like the fine print on a contract. That's the shit that matters. Not what's written in big letters. And watch every gesture and reaction. Body language can say way more than words. Which brings us to words from Bernard Hopkins, and a question asked by Trevor Brooks. Which is, how do we feel about Hopkins issuing a challenge to Floyd Mayweather at 160? Lots of people can't stand B-Hop. And we can understand why. But we feel he's entertaining for boxing. We just don't want to see him training guys. Who the hell wants to see a bunch of fighters holding, and low-blowing motherfuckers? But the man's doing some amazing shit for his age, and we don't know when we'll see it again. We want to see how far he can take the circus act, and if he'll be holding while punching guys in the back of their heads at the age of 60. At the same time, calling out money is weak when you have a shitload of motherfuckers you can fight in your natural weight class. That fight doesn't benefit anyone. If Floyd kicks his ass, then Floyd beat an old man. If Bernard wins, he's a big guy who bullied the small guy. Fight fucking Ward. Oh yeah, Ward's my friend. I'm the master and he's the student, so we can't fight. Is Adonis Stevenson your friend and student too? We have no idea why Bernard suggested that. Perhaps he doesn't appreciate Floyd beating Golden Boys fighters and damaging their bank. Because this shit actually affects Bernard's pockets. We can tell you this though. We know damn well Bernard would love a nice pay-per-view, and to talk shit on All Access. You can bet he's watched all those shows dreaming of what he'd be saying to Floyd if it was him in those positions instead. But when it comes to Floyd, we think he should accept the fight with Bernard. At 147. Yeah. You wanna fight me, Bernard? Come to my fucking world. As an anorexic stick. But we still respect Bernard for shit he's done, dirty or not. We appreciate what B-Hop's doing at his age, because we don't know when we'll see it again. And speaking of words brings us to a question from Mike7883. Which is, will Mayweather fight Golovkin at 154? Not if Senior has anything to say about it. So don't hold your breath. Too risky of a fight against a name with not enough star power. And as we said, body language can say more than words. This is a guy who clearly doesn't like Floyd. Even though those words haven't come from his mouth. Did you see what he had to say about Floyd when asked about the Floyd-Canelo result? He clearly doesn't think much of Mayweather. So what other real shit in boxing's being flown way too low under the radar? We'll tell you. The fucking low blow. This is some serious shit fans sometimes don't get because they're not the ones who just got their balls caved the fuck in. Can a low blow cause a motherfucker to lose a fight? Hell fucking yeah. One low blow you think means nothing because he took 5 minutes. And most fighters don't. But that shit's adding up while you're tearing a motherfucker down. Like ringing shit up on a cash register. So we'll tell all you fighters who are cool with 10 players. One low blow deserves another. We couldn't give two shits if it was an accident. Like baseball. Hit our gut. We hit yours. Same goes for your fucking balls. The next is a guy getting clocked with a shot while down, or taking a knee. Sometimes a guy is in the middle of motion. Too often a motherfucker isn't. It's just straight up dirty shit, and nothing deducted for it. We all know a guy can get knocked out with one punch. So just imagine what a free shot while a guy's taking a knee is doing. What else is real and isn't? Something that's going around big time these days is the saying, styles make fights. This is true real shit. What's also real is sometimes styles don't make fights. Sometimes Ali can beat Foreman, but lose to Joe, who gets stopped by Foreman with ease because of styles. That's real. What isn't real is thinking Trout is great because he beat Cotto. Sometimes he's a better fighter. And sometimes Cotto's better than what you saw, but sat on his ass until a week before the fight eating cupcakes and farting all day on the couch. Fighters shouldn't do it, but many do. Fights can be like team sports sometimes. And fighters sometimes gear up according to who they're fighting. If you think Cotto prepared for Trout the same way he did for Mayweather, think again. That fight was equal to a team playing a regular season game. And any team will tell you, playoffs is a whole nother season and game with a totally different level of intensity. Do you think Miguel prepared for Trout the same way he did for Floyd? Don't bank on it. But if Cotto ever rematches Trout, that's when you'll find out if Trout's really better. But blowing Trout up because of that fight is self-deception. That's real in boxing. And it can fuck up other fighters, making them think they're much better because they beat Trout and Trout beat Cotto. So they feel like they beat Miguel too. Even though Trout may not have even fought the real Cotto. Meanwhile they bash Alvarez for losing to Floyd. When the Alvarez we saw versus Floyd was in better condition than the Alvarez against Trout. We don't mean he fought better. It was arguably a shutout. But his stamina was actually better. He was just up against a guy that was so good that it looked like Canelo wasn't that great, so people didn't notice his stamina and movement was better. But sometimes a good or undefeated fighter can get damaged mentally. And suddenly go on a losing streak after that big fight they lost. Especially against Floyd. Shane's on a high, loses to Floyd, has a draw in his next fight. Then loses his next two. Ortiz loses to Floyd, then loses his next fight. Cotto loses to Floyd, then loses his next to Trout. We'll see what Canelo does next. But it's important for his career that he doesn't follow that pattern. We're yet to see if Guerrero will. We was also asked our view of Showtime versus HBO. So we'll tell you. Half the time we don't even see the same fight fans see. Sometimes we don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and commentators can hypnotize the shit out of fans. Especially the HBO crew. One fighter just punched a guy in the face 10 times and these motherfuckers say nothing. The guy they like gets in one shot. And they're yelling what a great shot and having a conversation about it, while the same guy they're bragging about just got punched in the face another 10 times. And they don't say shit. Then between rounds they show the fighter they love and his one shot in slow motion. Like a climactic punch thrown by Bruce Lee. But the motherfucker they're pumping up ain't no Bruce Lee. Showtime commentating isn't as biased. But what we do like about HBO is that once they finally commit to admitting the underdog won the fight, they stick to their guns on it. And stab you in the back all the way. So all the fighters with names can run to Showtime because Floyd went there. But Floyd's the very reason a fighter with a name should run to HBO. Because with no Floyd around, they've gotta kiss your ass, and make your one punch seem like you did some King Kong type shit. Just remember it's business. Because they'll stab you in the back in a minute and act like your punches don't count for the next big name. Which brings us to a question from Shanae. Who says, "Hey 10 players, I have a boxing question for you. Why do you guys have a weakness for pussy?" First of all, we don't have a weakness for pussy. We have a love for it. There's a difference. And we have no idea why you think that was a boxing question. Now to get to an actual boxing question, which is the last for this video. From Fight Craze Q. Who asks who we rank as the greatest heavyweight of all times. Well, Fight Craze. That would be the man who actually claimed he was the greatest of all times. Why so few people rank him as number one is something we don't know. But the man changed the face of boxing, in and out the ring. He ducked no one and did shit never seen before. Shit motherfuckers are capitalizing on and biting to this day. So we wanna thank all the real players for their questions, and hear your take on shit. But we need to do a piece on this guy. We know a ton of fight fans will debate it, but for 10 players, Muhammad Ali is the man.